Am I the only one that feels like autumn kind of ripped us off this year? Hi everyone, welcome to Talk and Chalk. I'm Beck. My favourite season is autumn, but we have now officially entered winter. I just took that off because I had the heater going on in here before, so now it's really warm. Today I'm going to share with you some of my tips on how to get through winter. I don't like winter. The only thing I really love about winter is having a fireplace, and I haven't had one since I moved back to Sydney, so I make do with what I can in winter. Autumn's my favourite. I love the smells, I love the changing leaves, I love the fact that you can get a nice cardi going. I like to rock a good cardi, and yet it's still not freezing that you need to layer up so much. Either way though, being an educator, obviously it's hard if we get sick because it kind of feels like we have to then do even extra work to be able to cover things like if we have to get a casual in for the day and it's report writing season. I'm pretty sure it's report writing season across the country regardless of what system you're in. It's just that time of year. We're up late, we're draining ourselves, and it just gets a lot on top of all those things that come with being in a colder season. So today I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you some of my tips. I'm going to show you the A to Z sick cheat sheet that you can share with families, and at the end I'm going to do something for a bit of fun. I'm going to show you one of the things that I do really enjoy about winter. So before we get started, just a reminder, all my social media links are in the description below. If you want to follow me on there, it's all education stuff. I don't spam, I don't sell anything. This channel is just for me sharing my tips and bits of advice. Welcome to anyone who's new, and thank you for all those people that keep following and everyone that's sending me messages of support. You're awesome. I love you. So I've got my trusty notebook. It's not too long this time. These are simple, these are pretty quick. And a lot of them you're gonna go, duh. All of them we say, duh, but do we actually do it? Not a lot of the time. So, basic things is stock up on tissues. It's always good to put a note out to parents. I just buy the 99-cent ones from Coles. They're a big box, they last. I've used them for ages, they don't scratch your nose like some of those cheaper brands do. You know, you don't end up with a sore nose from them. But if you don't have a good stockpile of them, that's when they end up on sleeves and kids touch you, and you know, kids like to share, so they share their germs. So stockpile on tissues so that you are never ever without tissues. Teach your class the Dracula cough. Into the arm like a Dracula cloak. I can see myself when I video and I just saw myself. Keep it calm, keep it calm. Sorry. So do you guys watch Dracula? No, what was it? Duckula? No, what was that duck? Oh, I need to look that up now. What was that duck show that was a Dracula thing? Dark Tales, was that it? Dark Tales. I want to watch that now. I'm going to get my kids to do that. Sorry, I got distracted. So anyway, the Dracula cough, obviously, we used to teach kids cover your mouth when you cough, but then they're going to spread their germs on their hands. Cough into your sleeve gets to wash in the washing machine, less spread of germs. Okay, don't skip brekkie. I know, I'm one of these ones as well that skips brekkie. Don't skip brekkie. You need to keep your immunity up. You need to make sure you're having those nutrients first thing in the day. Even if it's just a piece of toast and a bit of fruit, have something at the beginning of the day to get you started. Especially when I find, because it's colder, well, we know this anyway, you like comfort food, you know, you'll comfort eat throughout the day. And if you've got something in your stomach first, there's less chance of doing that. And then, you know, piling on those winter kilos that we always do. Make sure you're getting your fruits and veggies. I know I'm telling you things that are obvious, but we forget to do it. We always end up buying that packet of chips at the vending machine, getting that chocolate bar from the canteen. I'm saying these things because I've done this in the last week. And either comfort eating or just getting something that has a bit of heat to it. So fruits and veggies, I know they're cold, they're watery, they're things that we don't normally want to go with. So normally in winter I go for bananas because it's not, you know, juicy, watery, cold to bite into. I go for bananas. I like to get the, what are they called? Mixed trail, you know, the nuts and sultanas and things like that. They're good ones to have. Making sure you're getting early to bed. And this is the one where we always fail because we're up late writing reports. We're up late doing whatever we need to this time of year because it's getting busy. Our calendar is insane at the moment. So getting earlier to bed, because chances are, if you're like me, you wake up a bit earlier because it's cold, but then I struggle to actually wake up. And then it ends up taking me longer to get ready to go to work. So, you know, recommended amount of time is 6 to 8 hours. You know, make sure you're watching the clock. Set yourself an alarm that says, go to bed, idiot. So at least when you see it, you go, yeah, I need to be going to bed now. And my hubby's put a time limit on things as well, because I say, yeah, I'm going to bed now. And then I go feed the dog, and then I check on the kids, or I make sure that, you know, something's packed and ready for the next day. And it ends up taking me another half an hour to get to bed, and then I'm not actually getting to bed at the time I want to go to bed. I highly recommend investing in a good pair of winter socks for a number of reasons. One, obviously, it's good to keep your feet warm and dry. That's just, you know, standard being healthy. But a lot of the times in winter, other people are calling in sick, and then you'll randomly get put onto playground duty, and you'll be outside where it's, you know, cooler. At least if you've got the winter socks, whether it's in your bag ready to go or you're wearing them regularly, at least that's there for you in case something like that does come up. At school, I have in one of my drawers a spare beanie, a spare pair of gloves, and a spare poncho. And I don't mean a plastic poncho, I mean like a cheap woolen one that I got from the reject shop. I think it was $8 when I got it. It looks fine, it's just plain black. And I have those there ready to go for those days when suddenly a chill comes up. So the morning seemed nice, but then, you know, lunchtime rolled around and there is just this horrible chilly bite that's come up from the snow or something, and you just want that extra layer. And if you don't have that extra layer, you know, you're going to end up feeling cold and irritated and just, you know, generally feeling down or unwell. And if you're already, you know, feeling a bit ill, it's just going to make you feel 10 times as worse. So, you know, have those things there ready to go. You know, it's always good to cover your ears when it's windy, because that horrible feeling of just that cold wind on your ears is going to irritate you for the rest of the day. So I have those ready to go in a drawer, and they're just cheap ones, cheap $2 gloves. They're not like fashionable or anything like that. I just got plain black. I think my beanie is a freebie I got when I worked at Video Easy back in the day. Remember your layers. Now, in the country, thermals was quite normal. Don't need to do that so much in Sydney now, but just a singlet top underneath can sometimes make all the difference in a world, because, you know, sometimes you don't know if your aircon's going to suddenly bust and you won't have heating. So just having those things, you know, stockings under your pants for that extra bit of layer. I'm not generally talking women, guys, whatever you want to wear under, I don't judge. Drinking tea instead of hot chocolate. I remember that first winter I was teaching, was it at the canteen? The canteen sold hot chocolate on winter mornings, and it was great. It's like, it's already there, it's made, I'm supporting the canteen, I'm going to have hot chocolate. I gained a few kilos. Just drinking hot chocolate every morning. And I know you're all sitting there going, well, of course you did. You're drinking hot chocolate every single morning. It's chocolate. But drinking tea, and there's lots of health benefits to drinking tea. If you want to go Google it, there's especially green tea, lots of great things about it. But obviously drinking tea instead of things like hot chocolate, it's better for you. Now, washing your hands versus using sanitizer. So obviously sanitizer is easy. We get our parents to donate it. It's in the pump. The kids can use it. But we know, medically speaking, it's healthier and safer to be washing your hands with soap and water. There's a reason doctors wash with soap and water before they do surgery. And one of my, I go to like a medical center, so sometimes you don't always end up with the same doctor. One of the doctors there said to me, and this is when I was talking to him about being a teacher, he said that sanitizer puts a coating on your hands, and it can stop the spread of diseases and germs and everything, but in a sense it kind of locks it in on the hands because you've got it on there. It's always better to use soap and water. And I know we can't always have those things in schools. Where I'm at, we ask parents to donate liquid soap, so we have it, and we all had wet areas just outside our classroom, so that was there so we could get the kids to wash their hands. And I always ask my kids to wash their hands pretty much after any of that eating time, anytime they're handling food or outside and playing, you know, like that, just to try and reduce the spread of it. And we know we can't completely prevent it, it's going to happen, but if we can reduce it a little bit, it just helps. Walk with your class. They should be doing fitness anyway. Go for a walk each day with your class. Walking helps boost your immunity. You know, it helps get the blood pumping, get your heart going, breathing oxygen. And if you're interested in losing weight and you want to know what's it called? Where Does the Fat Go? That's Ruben Meerman, the surf and scientist. He wrote a book on this. Fat turns into CO2, turns into carbon dioxide when you breathe out. So if you want to lose weight, you got to breathe. That's a whole other topic though. But if you read his book, it's really interesting. Stock up on the throat lozenges. I found too, and especially in winter, is that you'll have those times indoor lunches. Like if it's going to rain more, obviously. So you've got inside recess, inside lunch, and you'll be using your loud voice a lot more. Not necessarily yelling. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing the wrong thing, but we're going to be using our voices more and louder, and it's going to put strain on our throat. So have the throat lozenges there at school or in your bag ready so that if you start to feel it, pop one in. Awesome. Keep a stash of 2-minute noodles. I really feel like I shouldn't need to say that. I'm pretty sure every teacher already has a stash of 2-minute noodles somewhere. And those are great things to have just on those days when you want something warm. You know, if you are suddenly put onto playground duty and you want to take something warm out to eat with you, you just go up to the office, you've got the boiling water ready to go, there's your lunch, off you go. It's an easy one to have because we shouldn't be skipping those meals. Like I said, need to keep up your energy, keep up your immunity. That's all I've got on those ones. I'm going to show you now the A to Z sick fact sheet. This is a two-page document, so you can do this back to back and send it home. And we're going to send it home to our community with just a reminder that, you know, winter's coming up, lots of different things get spread, and these are the precautions, these are the things that you can put in place. But it says on there how long that it's recommended to stay away from school. Now, this is from New South Wales Health. It's not a random sheet that's been generated. It's actually been compiled with medical information, and I'm just going to flip the camera now and show you how you can access it, but I will link it in my description below as well. This is what the fact sheet looks like. It's from schoolatz.com.au. Now, this link is a long link, so I will put it in the description below so you can find it. But you can see it's got the list of different things down the side here, alphabetical order. It's got a description of symptoms and what you might see. And then over this side here, it says how long they should be at home for. So for example, let's go to gastro. Gives you a nice description there of what it could be. And then it says for at least 24 hours after it stops. So it just gets really specific, and it uses plain English as well. So the second page just continues, and it highlights anything that's severe. So, you know, these are normal things that you would see at school, and then what they should be doing. So that's a handy fact sheet to have. I've used it at every school I've been at. It's handy for parents to have. I know some smaller schools that can afford it will laminate it and put, magnets on the top so the parents can stick it on the fridge at home. Bigger schools, obviously that would get very, very costly. I would just send it home and put it on the school website. Use your social media to push it out as well, just so parents have lots of copies of that. So let's get on to the fun thing now, because I've rambled on long enough with those other tips. One of the very, very small amount of things that I do enjoy about winter is my scarves. I have lots of scarves. So this was one I was wearing at the beginning of the video. I got this in the country. It is super long. So when I put this on, it almost touches the ground. So I like to do I don't even know what they're called. I just wrap it around like that. And then that way, if I'm feeling a bit warmer, I can just loosen it up. And if it's getting cold, I wrap it again and again and again. I make myself nice and warm. I can tuck myself in. This is what I do at netball when my daughter's playing netball on a Saturday morning because it's freezing. However, I do have lots, and I've got this cool coat hanger that I hang them on. You can't really see it though. Oh geez. This is, hang on, I might need to turn it around so you can see how it actually hangs. Oh, there we go. Oh, and some are long and some are short. Some were gifts. So this one was from my mum. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's definitely makes me think of mum. This is her style. But it's nice and wide, so I can wrap it around like a shawl. Hang on, if I can get it out, I'll show you. So, and it's good on those extra cold days, because it's almost like having a blanket wrapped around you. And I like the fact that I can invert it, different colors. Yeah, it's like a blanket. But, you know, fold it up and get the other color there. And I can pull it in close if I want. Go up and through traditional tie and go that way. I've got my West Tigers one, which is good for when you've got footy colours day. Oh, yes, I'm a Tigers girl. I was a Magpies girl first and then they combined. This is a good one. I like this one because it's connected to my school colours, but you can see it's sheer, which means on those warmer days this one's not too heavy. So if I can wear it like this. If I wear plain black, then it looks like I've got school colours on. Loop it round if it's a little bit chillier, and it's got some sparkles in it too. This one is good for you know, nights when you've got parents and stuff in and you just want to dress it up a little bit. I got my plain ones, plain Jane. These ones are good if I'm wearing you know, a print top, a pattern top. This is one of my favourites though. This is my very bright and colourful one. Oh, it's not coming out now. I've stuck it. There we go. I wear this one a fair amount just because I like the vibrant colour in it. And it's a nice thin one as well. I can wear this one thin. I like the bits at the end there too. Or I can wear this one just down. Or it's another one that's nice and wide. I think it's really beneficial if they're wide, because then you can do the cardi wrap around, or in that way. Whoop. Sometimes you do it like this and then, oh, get over the shoulder there, and then tie it at the back, and it almost looks like a shrug, if you get it. Like, I can't do it in this space that I'm working in at the moment. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. I usually wear it around the front though. This one I got as a gift from one of my students from Vietnam. They came back, and at first all I saw was brown, and I thought, oh god, brown, thank you. But no, it's got these nice tones of blues and greens and purples in it. And again, look how wide this one is. Nice and sheer, but I can double it up for that bit of thickness if I want. And it actually ends up being a really nice colour on. I'm not sure if it comes up well on the video or not, but the purple shows through more in person than it does, I guess, on the video. I've got another long purple one, like my red one, super long. This one's got some cool patterns on it. Ooh, this one makes me think of like Victorian lace, like the Queen. This one's good for music events, you know, when you're running the choir. This one really doesn't give off any warmth at all. It's so thin. This one's just more for show than anything else. This one's from Scotland. This was a gift. Not my family heritage. My tribe though. My clan. Funnily enough, I'm from the MacDonald clan, if you go back way far enough. This one was from the country as well, handmade. Country is great for things like that. This one is really good for like those chilly days. Not so good on what do you call it, windy days though, because it's that open knit that you've got there. This is really good just for a bit of colour, this one. Not so much for actually keeping me warm, although if I wrap it around enough, I suppose it does. You can see it's such an open weave, so you've got to bunch it up, but it's pretty colour. This purple's nice and bright. That's usually the way I wear it. And I've got a plain red and some other plain ones as well, just for those days when I'm wearing patterns. This one's a good purple one too. This one was given to me by one of our Indian families in a previous school. And it's got the sparkles in there too, the sequins down the side. This is well made too. I don't think any of those have ever fallen off. Like, they're all hand stitched on there. That one's beautiful too. So, oh, I've got one of my ponchos here. It's mixed in with the scarves. I wore this the other night. No wonder I've mixed it in. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if you guys have got cool scarves. I'd love to see pictures of your scarves, or if you wear it different. I know people have got all sorts of intricate knots and ties and things that they do, but my standard is pretty much just loop it around, keep my neck warm. That's all I want to do. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. If you like this video, Thumbs up is always appreciated. It's good to get the feedback. I'm going to leave it there tonight though. I'm going to pop my subscription button down the bottom there. You just hover over that and click to subscribe. I'll put one of my other videos at the top there, and if you check out the channel, I now have lots of things in playlists to try and help it make it easier for you guys to find videos. Thanks, bye.